Hello boys and girls. Today we are going to sing this song or learn the last verse to Book of Mormon stories. It talks about when Christ came to the Americas after he was crucified and resurrected. Okay, so to do that we're going to use a scarf and do some different patterns with this song. Okay, so first we're going to do over our head and down like this. So grab your scarf, a washcloth, a napkin, a paper towel, anything that you can wave around. Okay, here we go. After Christ was crucified and died for you and me. Now we're going to go down. He came forth to teach the truth to all who would be free. And we're going to switch hands. Okay. Hands were laid upon each child. He blessed them tenderly. And now go down. And they lived in the land righteously. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so we're going to go. Come back to this hand. We're going to start over our head. After Christ was crucified, and died for you and me. He came forth to teach the truth to all who would be free. Freeze. Okay, now switch hands. We're going to come up here. Hands were laid upon each child. He blessed them tenderly. And they lived in the land righteously. Very good. Okay, let's change the pattern a little bit. Okay, we're going to go up, down, and then switch, up, down, switch. Okay, let's try it. After Christ was crucified and died for you and me, switch. He came forth to teach the truth to all who would be free, switch. Hands were laid upon each child. He blessed them tenderly, switch. And they lived in the land righteously, switch. Okay, did you get that one? So we're going up and down and then switching. Okay, one more time, and then we're going to do the whole entire song. Okay, here we go. After Christ was crucified and died for you and me, switch. He came forth to teach the truth to all who would be free, switch. Hands were laid upon each child. He blessed them tenderly, switch. And they lived in the land righteously. All right, are you ready to go from the very beginning? All right, Book of Mormon stories. Let's just do the actions to the first verse. Okay, here we go. Book of Mormon stories that my teacher tells to me are about the Lamanites in ancient history. Long ago their fathers came from far across the sea, and they lived in the land righteously. Second verse, Lamanites. Okay, we're going to do the pattern that we did up and down, okay? Lamanites met others who were seeking liberty, switch. And the land soon welcomed all who wanted to be free, switch. Book of Mormon stories say that we must brothers be, switch. Given the land if we live righteously, switch. Okay, the next verse was about Alma. Do you remember? Alma was rebellious and he fought against the right. Okay, for this one, let's do kind of a figure 8, okay? Okay, kind of up and across our body and back down, okay? Alma was rebellious and he fought against the right. Then one day an angel came to turn him to the light. Freeze. Switch hands. Here we go. Struck before his brethren, Alma learned humility. Then he taught in the land righteously. Very good. Okay, Abinadi is next. Don't forget Abinadi who stood before the king. For this one, we are going to go across the shoulder and then up to the same shoulder. So we're going to go across, down, up, down. Across, down, up, down. Okay, here we go. Don't forget Abinadi who stood before the king. Freeze. Switch hands. All chained up from head to toe, the gospel he did bring. Freeze. Switch hands. If he would deny it, then the king would set him free. Freeze. Switch hands. He had learned, he was true and he died righteously. All right, next we have Ammon. Ammon was a missionary serving Lamanites. For this one, we're going to go, Ammon was a missionary serving Lamanites. Freeze, and we're going to go the other way. Tending King Lamoni's sheep for several days and nights. Freeze, I dropped my thing. Here we go. Robbers came, he saved the sheep by fighting fearlessly. Freeze, we're going to go the opposite way. He had learned he could live righteously. Freeze. Are you remembering these? Okay, once 2,000, the sons of Helaman, once 2,000 sons of God were called to fight the foe. For this one, we're going to go down to our knee. Once 2,000, nope, that wasn't it. Let's do circles. Okay, here we go. Once 2,000 sons of God were called to fight the foe. Freeze. Switch hands. Marching as an army into battle they did go. Freeze. They believed that Christ the Lord their guardian would be. Freeze. They had learned they should live righteously. Very good. Now Samuel the Lamanite high on a city wall. Okay, this one we're actually going to move our knees with this one too. So we're going to lift our knee up like this. 1, 2, and just kind of tap the knee with your scarf. Okay, here we go. Samuel the Lamanite high on a city wall. Freeze. Switch hands. Came to warn the people and repentance was his call. Freeze. Here we go. Arrows could not hit him, for a man of God was he. Freeze. Switch hands. And he taught in the land righteously. Now the verse about Christ. After Christ was crucified and died for you and me, he came forth to teach the truth to all who would be free. Freeze. Switch hands. Hands were laid upon each child, he blessed them tenderly, and they lived in the land righteously. Thank you for singing Book of Mormon stories with me, children. I hope that you can remember these stories that we have read and studied in the Book of Mormon and think of how they can apply to you.